Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our BKB wool market report. Hello Jacques.
Leon.
Jacques, I think again for the second time in a row, the auction picking up a little bit of momentum, so selling dearer. We had the rand working a little bit against us. The rand strengthened by about 1.8% against the USD, and that. So we didn't experience the whole power of the market because the Aussies were quite dearer on their auctions, but nonetheless we were selling at about 1.5% dearer than the previous one. So and I'll take that any day.
So what it actually comes down to is if the rand would have been unchanged, so it's 1.5 currency there, 1.5 the market is up, so it gives you 3% that we could have been dearer with the unchanged market, with the unchanged currency.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it didn't happen that day. And but I think the biggest surprise were the prems.
Yeah.
The 62, 58, 56 mils or 10 mils, and that came back.
And we were specifically talking about that specific length group during the past 2 weeks or so, and that length group was struggling.
Yes.
And all of a sudden it came back and sold at the levels that we are used to, where it's supposed to sell. So no, definitely a good day for those 62 mils. 62
mils, and I think in your top 10 there's one or two top 10 prices in that bracket as well.
Yeah, we have Johannes Bosch from Adelaide in the top one in the first place with 235.80, and then Ben Lategan Burgersdorp second and third with prices of 215 and 218, and we have in the top 10 actually in the 8th and the 10th place. Specifically of those prem types that came through quite strongly.
Right. And I'd just like to mention there in the top 10, it's not always, but we're getting there, is the Highfield guys, Uncle Ruikie Leroux and Kobus, they made it there. And then one of the clients that were down here, Breach Brother Farming, Wolko Klingenberg, they also fetched the top 10, So it's nice to see them there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Jacques, I think we're looking at trends from the Aussies a day or two ago, and which were quite interesting, and we were talking about it for the past year and a half, that the bracket between the finer microns and the mediums, that it should close down at some stage, and that specific graph that I saw. It seems as if we're in a cycle where the finer wool in Australia is gonna become a little bit more into the market, and we're already seeing the movement on our sides for the 2021 micron groups moving in an upwards phase. So there's quite a huge volume of finer wools coming into the market now in Australia, and we're definitely seeing that in our 2021s. That so the volume of the 21s is getting less, and the finer is getting more.
It's getting and that's where the bulk is 19.5 to 21. And that's with 1.5%. We've seen an increase in that, where the bulk is, where the movement in the market were,
and I'm quite excited because I think, especially on the 20.5 micron group, we've been struggling for quite a while now. So it's time for that micron group, and that's where we're selling the bulk of our South African clip within that, as you've just said. And we could definitely see some movement there.
And that's where the white wools came in as well. Your SA Mate Merinos, there was nice ones on sale, and they're getting 70-80 rand on the top lines. So that's a good improvement.
Well, Jacques, I think that's what happened in the market yesterday. We will be then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be selling Catalogue 27 next week, and we will have a market report ready again. Thank you.
Bye.
Jacques, dankie.